Over the weekend, something happened in Virginia that should have every black commentator, every black journalist, every black person with a platform being quiet and thinking before they speak. Roland Martin, he didn't do that. Within 24 hours, Roland Martin went online and posted photos. And he had kind words for everyone except the person that deserved it. And the same people that come out to independent voices like mine for the crime of having a different opinion than the Democratic Party, for some reason, they didn't have anything to say. So today, I have a question for Roland Martin. And I have a question for all those people that defend him. And by the end of this video, I think that you are going to have questions too. My name is Tim Black. This is the most dangerous show in America. Let's get into it.
You know, I consider myself a reasonable person, and if you know somebody personally, right, and then they do something heinous, your first thought might be, what happened? What led to that? How could the person that I know have done such a thing? But on the other hand, they still did the heinous thing. Okay, the thing was done. So when it comes to Justin Fairfax taking out his wife, taking out himself, and leaving his kids orphans, we don't care that that was your fraternity brother and that you knew him as a good guy. And now is not the time to come online and say that. I mean, he just did the shit 2 days ago. And look, I understand we're all humans, and when something this bad happens, the natural reaction is to try to process and see what exactly led up to it. But to come on here and show pictures and talk about what a great guy he was, knock it off. Knock it off. You guys can have your little sessions over to the side, but no. Publicly, now's not the time. Say her name, Dr. Serena Fairfax, and how her life got wiped out in the blink of an eye with both of her kids in the house. I mean, come on, knock it off. This is utterly ridiculous. Y'all go sit your asses down somewhere. I'm getting sick of y'all. Love you, bye.
As Tall Lioness said, it's understandable, like within friends, to be in disbelief. I get that totally. Here's the thing, though. I didn't get the sense that Roland Martin and this guy were that close. It didn't seem like they grew up together. It wasn't like they'd been at each other's weddings and were best men in each other's weddings. It didn't seem to be to that extent. It seemed like straight up clout chasing. So I was playing this video by my brother Dwan B. Dwan B is a YouTube channel that I highly recommend. The man is a historian. Here goes a clip from Dwan B. If you enjoy it, please go check him out. Subscribe to him. Tell him Tim Black sent you.
Roland Martin, the former lieutenant governor of Virginia, shot and killed his wife and then killed himself, allegedly. Apparently, I should say. This is a very sad and unfortunate situation. Well, Roland Martin decided to show a picture that he took with those two and clout chase off the moment. This is where clout chasing goes wrong. And Roland Martin wrote, today's Roland Martin Unfiltered is going to be very difficult. I knew Justin and his wife and Dr. Serena Fairfax. And man, hissy fit. I was simply stunned this morning when hearing the devastating news of the murder-suicide. Justin was my Alpha Phi Alpha, and he tagged Alpha Phi Alpha Instagram. Here's my Alpha Phi Alpha brother, and in the same Sigma Phi.
Okay, before we go any further, I just want to point out the second word in a post about a murder-suicide is Roland's name. He typed it. That don't tell you something about Roland. I said that don't tell you nothing about Roland. That don't say something about his character. That's what you're telling me. That I'm reading too far into this. I said the second word in a post about a murder-suicide is Roland using his own name about his own show. And when I say he's a self-serving jackass, you defend him how? I want to throw I wish you were here personally, so I could put the mic in your face and hear what you had to say. There is no excuse big enough. There are things you do and things you don't do. Don't tell me he was so broken up and distraught that he couldn't remember to be respectful. But he could remember to promote his show, couldn't he?
Phi fraternity, chapter, Beta Nu. Last year, Serena texted me to tell me that she recommended me for Norfolk State University as a commencement speaker. So we're not going to go all the way down. Oh, I read this, look. But I want y'all to point out this. You notice how he's using their death to talk about how close he was to them? Roland Martin is making this whole unfortunate tragedy about himself. He's making it about himself. He's saying she recommended that he be a commencement speaker at Norfolk University and was saddened when they picked someone else. That shows Norfolk State University got some damn sense not to have Roland Martin speak. Salute to Norfolk State University. Salute to them. Serena, a dentist by profession, was an accomplished woman in her own right. I was personally aware of how devastated Jesse was about the 2 sexual assault allegations made against him when he was 48 hours away of becoming governor of Virginia in the wake of Governor Ralph Northam blackface scandal. Look at this. In this tragedy, he bringing up the man's sexual assault allegations. Oh my God. Roland Martin, you a scoundrel, dog. This dude's a scumbag. These people got kids. They got family members. They just suffered. Think about the family and all the tragedy the family suffered. Now they're not only having to relive this, they're having to relive the man's worst moment when he didn't become governor. His political career never recovered, and we often texted, but not last year. I am so saddened by the 2 children. How sad are you? You putting all the dirty business back out there and all kind of shit.
And he put that sadness to the kids way down, like he's in 150 words by now. He done typed 150 words before he even acknowledged the kids. So everyone has to make their own mind up about Roland. What I'm saying is, from afar, I don't know Roland. I've never met him. But these character flaws I've seen in him, I thought they were pretty glaringly evident. This is a demonstration of it, where it ain't got nothing to do with New Black Media. Damn sure don't got nothing to do with Tim Black. This is this man on his day off or his off day. I don't know if this is an off day. I never have off days, but this is Roland Martin not doing a segment. This is Roland Martin on apparently his own time, talking about this and showing showing a side of himself that I think God-fearing people might want to take a look at. That's all I'm saying. And maybe if you're not God-fearing, maybe you understand respect, honor, niceties, how we should treat each other. I don't know, something. Reese, as a woman, you okay with this? I'm just checking. Is it okay with you that he treated this sister like that? I thought black women were important to the party. Why does he get to be dismissive of a black woman's life and humanity for some views on YouTube or views on Instagram or whatever this was for? This was Instagram. Why is that okay? But he can spend 20 minutes going at folks like me about, do we have a USB mic? And why haven't y'all checked his ass? Where's the accountability? He said I was anti-black because I criticized Jasmine Crockett and Kamala Harris. He knows I supported Nina Turner and she black. He knows I supported Cory Bush and she black. He knows that. But he said we anti-black if we don't support candidates who we totally disagree with just because they black. And I'm saying you got a black woman murdered by a black man in her own home, her husband, in earshot of her children. And this guy come up here talking about himself and promoting his damn show. And it took him, I don't know, 12, 14 to even acknowledge she was a human being. And when he did acknowledge it, he said something about her degree before he said anything about her motherhood. He didn't even mention the kids to like line 20. And I'm not hearing any of you come out and say this about Roland. Where's everybody? Where's all the people that behind the scenes have tried checking me for my tone and me going at black Democrats? Y'all don't police your own. Y'all don't police your own. Mr. Sellers, Mr. Lathan, both of these brothers have criticized me publicly. Well, not Bakari. Never publicly by Bakari. Van Lathan, you criticized me publicly, and I know you did so in private. Then you did so on the phone when we had conversations. I'm asking, bruh, why don't y'all have some smoke for Roland and what he did? Tomorrow, you're going to lead with this tomorrow. You should have led with it today. Charlamagne the God, are you going to lead with this? Now, we all know this would be donkey of the day if it was somebody else. Why is this not donkey of the day for Roland? See, I don't think Charlamagne would hold back. I think he would do it. Especially that time Roland recently called you out for something. I forgot what it was. It wasn't nothing like this. It was your opinion on an issue that had nothing to do with loss of life. He wanted to roast you in front of the whole world. So forget personal beef. I'm taking the opportunity to highlight what this brother's doing and exposing who he is because y'all not going to police yourselves. And if it's a Republican that says it, no one's going to listen to them. I decided the Democrats weren't fighting for black people in the way that I think they should. And the hypocrisy in this Democratic Party is so funky. We got to knock down the walls because we can't breathe the air in this room. We can't breathe the air in the Democratic Assembly Hall. You ain't had a decent primary in 12 years. And you're talking about democracy every other video. Every other interview, somebody's coming out their mouth talking about democracy, and you don't police your own. The only time you got smoke is for somebody criticizing one of your own, but you don't criticize your own. You don't hold them accountable until you do the numbers, and your media is even worse. Roland Martin totally disrespected this sister, and he showed his hand about who he really is. And I'm not going to have any of y'all call him out for it, am I? None of y'all gonna step up and be like, Tim, he got a point. I don't like him. I don't like when he calls us out. I don't like when he does this, he does that. But he got a point. Yeah, I do have a point. You damn right I got a point.
And then he goes further to say, they're now left without a mom and dad, and the total of justice actions, domestic violence is real, and so is mental health. I'm sassy, Roland Martin. I have booked 2 male mental health experts and to speak on this tonight. Please bring in prayer for those kids and Serena's family and Justin's. This tragedy has offered the lives of many. What a dirtbag.
I agree, Dwan. Give it up for Dwan B. Mental health is not an excuse for violence. If mental health was an excuse for violence, we're a lost society because 1 out of 4 Americans is medicated in some type of psychotropic drug of some sort. And a portion of them are self-medicating with drugs and booze and all types of ways to free their minds, all types of vices. So mental health issues are no explanation, no acceptable precursor to violence. Definitely not homicide. About a year ago, we all saw Roland Martin's notorious iPad accident. Roland survived that somehow. He got a lot of church-going people that watch him. I wonder how he survived that. I mean, we're making excuses for that? Okay. Seems like we'll excuse anything if it's the right Democrat. Interesting. I thought that was a one-off. I had no idea. So this weekend while I'm on X and there's so much circulating about Roland Martin these days, I ran across a clip. I thought it was a new clip. It's a clip of Roland Martin at a party. He's on stage at the party by himself. They are filming. He knows they're filming. It's a venue. He's on stage, the DJ's talking to him, and he said, uh-oh, Roland's dancing. We know Roland loved to dance. Remember when he was dancing for Hillary? Roland is dancing. He's the only person dancing. He's not dancing with a woman. It's not a crowd of people dancing. He don't have a drink in his hand. Roland is dancing, and the DJ says, uh-oh, he gonna start twerking. Is he gonna start twerking, y'all? And Roland starts twerking. Roland stood in this video by himself on a stage and started shaking his ass. Look, fam, I didn't know. Dwan, I didn't know. Michael Graham, I didn't know. Reset Race, I didn't know. Joy Reid, did you know? Because you were spoken so fondly of Roland Martin. You and Don Lemon and Godfrey the comedian. I don't care what he does. But I'm pointing out the hypocrisy. I'm pointing out the hypocrisy of the Democratic Party. And we all know. We ain't gonna keep it real. Y'all not gonna keep it real? If that was a Republican twerking, oh God. If that was, what's the brother in Florida? Byron Donalds, who said we were better off in the Jim Crow era or some shit. See how I can come at him for that, I can criticize him for that? I disagree totally with that statement. How you gonna be married to a white woman and then say we were doing better at a time when it was forced segregation? I mean, it's just a dumb way to make a point about a time that black people didn't have rights yet. This was he talking about before we had Civil Rights Act passed. I mean, you know, the point is this. If that had been Byron Donalds twerking, we never hear the end of it. Y'all be roasting the hell out of him. But since it's Roland Martin, nothing. It sat for a year and it been out for 2 years. I didn't even know it existed. And I'm in media. I don't do this on the weekend. This is what I do. I have a full-time media company. And I didn't know that Roland was actually twerking on stage proudly. And this is a guy who roasts people openly on his platform, and y'all be co-signing him? I need to just run up and grab everybody's black card. Give me that. Reese, give me your card. Give it in. Not only is your politics jacked up, your morality's jacked up, your ethics is jacked up, your sense of fairness is jacked up. All I'm saying, it's not a problem if Roland is gay. Who cares? The point is, you can't have selective outrage and come selectively at some people for the same thing and then get this guy a pass. You'll be crucifying other people for far less. All we've done in New Black Media is criticize his stances. This guy is now doing things that go against everything he be talking about. Meanwhile, y'all co-signing it. And all I'm saying is, in order for black people to be free, I'm willing to sacrifice Roland's reputation and call him out. Y'all need to be free of Roland Martin. Roland Martin is an impediment He's an impediment to black progress. He is full of nonsense. He's full of shit. Roland is full of shit. He's a gaslighter. He's an operative. His main focus is the Democratic Party, not Black America. The Democratic Party is not a black party. It's not a white party. It's a corporate party. It's there for the corporations and the special interest. The end. The Democratic Party, what they've done better than the Republicans is they've taken some black people, put them in high places, just enough to fool black people that don't take time to read the ingredients on the back of the label. Because the ingredients on the back of the label, most of these operatives who are black with melanin content in their skin, high levels of melanin, is corporate sponsored sellouts. That's what it is. Roland Martin should be held accountable. There's nothing to do to him about it. This is all just about ethics. But if this guy can go on his show in front of, I don't know, maybe, 100,000 people and run our names in the dirt for a difference of our opinion about Kamala's campaign? Really? But he get to do this to black women and y'all gonna get on us for criticizing public folks? He just basically desecrated the dead if you didn't say anything. I didn't see a donkey here today. I didn't see videos of y'all calling them out. So I'm devoting my first segment to Roland. And all I'm saying is, you got to keep it real sometime. Roland, you don't have to answer to me. You need to answer to the family, the Fairfax family. You need to answer to those people that gave you all that money for your funky, keeping it funky. Them people that donated to your show. The people on the Black Star Network that are tied to you. Answer to the Dr. Carl, Craig. Whatever his name, I don't know. I think it's Craig. Answer to those people. Carr. Damn it, I called him Craig all show. Carr. That's his name. That's not important. See, to me, Roland Martin is a problem because he's an impediment for black progress. Him, Al Sharpton, Maxine Waters, Jim Clyburn, these are fixtures. These are so-called icons. Whoopi Goldberg, Sonny Hudson. These people are impediments to the type of politics we need to progress as a people. I have no problems calling them out. Every once in a while, you get a rare gift where somebody calls themselves out. You ain't got to do anything. You ain't got to take them out of context. You don't have to misconstrue their words. They could do it. They did it to themselves. The only people that can't see this one are people that refuse to see it. And I think it's an opportunity that we must take. Because I'm fighting for us. I'm fighting for you. I'm fighting for my kids and my neighbors for us to have a better future. And it ain't going to happen where people keep kissing the Democratic Party ass and not making them earn our vote. Roland tries to hold black people accountable to the Democratic Party. My job is to hold the Democratic Party accountable to black people. That's the difference. Oh, and I don't twerk.
Catch Tim Black live on the most dangerous show in America, Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Don't miss out on the real. Stay dangerous.